Ladies and gentlemen, we're here in Wildcat Country running it back for some Section 9 girls volleyball. Last week, the Wildcats took down the Goshen Gladiators in 3 sets. Tonight, they face the Washingtonville Wizards. Let's see how they can do tonight. But of course, I am joined by my colleague, Bobby Mosier. Bobby, what are your general thoughts going into this game?
Warwick obviously beat Goshen by a lot last week. They dominated that game. And on paper, it looks like we would do the same tonight. But I think it's going to be a lot closer tonight than what the paper has to say.
All right, so without listening to the paper, what are the 3 keys to victory tonight for Warwick?
Well, Landon, my big 3 tonight, first off, consistent serving. We saw last week that getting in that rhythm of serving several times in a row and getting some points off of serve can really give a team momentum and obviously some points. If Warwick could be that team tonight, I think it would really help them. My next one is just playing strong defense. I know Washingtonville is going to try to get some kills, so Warwick has to be ready to recover those. And my last one, Landon, is just playing with lots of energy. Volleyball is a long game, so the girls need to keep that foot on the gas throughout the whole game and try to get a big lead early on.
All right, Bobby, in your opinion, who's going to bring that energy and bring those keys to victory? Who is the key player for Warwick to get the victory tonight?
My key player tonight is Genevieve Boyle. She's a senior, number 9. She's a right side hitter. And, we were very excited last week when she had that insane serving run against Goshen. And if she could do that again tonight, I think that would give us a lot of momentum and help Warwick win.
All right, we're expecting big things out of Genevieve Boyle tonight, but of course, we have a game to cover. So folks, do not go away, because we'll be right back.
It is common for a child to grow up on Disney, and for many millennials and Gen Z, we've had the privilege to be introduced to Disney Channel. I'm Violet Tinarello, and today we will be discussing Disney Channel original movies. We're tackling a question that has sparked many debates. What is the best Disney Channel original movie? I'm here to tell you why the answer is crystal clear. It's Teen Beach Movie. Now, I know what you're thinking. What about High School Musical that demonstrates a fun twist on the high school experience? Or what about Descendants, a magical world where all of our favorite Disney villains had kids? Although those are good movies, rather than High School Musical, which is realistic, and Descendants, which leans heavily into fantasy, Teen Beach is the perfect blend of both worlds. Teen Beach Movie isn't just a movie, it's a cultural reset, a take on Romeo and Juliet that blends a classic beach film with a modern twist. Musical numbers in it are spectacular, and the plot, 2 teens sad about the end of summer get transported into their favorite movie that takes place in the 50s, pure genius. All while catchy songs being performed by a beyond amazing cast with people like Ross Lynch. Teen Beach Movie isn't just a good movie. It's a cinematic masterpiece. So next time you're scrolling through Disney Plus, do yourself a favor and revisit Teen Beach Movie.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back now. The girls are now warmed up. They've pledged our allegiance to the United States of America, and we are ready for some Section 9 girls volleyball. I am Landon Komorski, joined by Bobby Mosier. Bobby, how excited are you for game time tonight?
I am very excited for tonight. Obviously, we're coming off a big win. Warwick dominated Goshen last week, and we're looking to build off of that and win again tonight.
Absolutely. We're looking to build off our win against Goshen with our starters being Komorski, Boyle, Torres, Martinez, Qatar, and Havel. Again, that's Komorski, Boyle, Torres, Martinez, Qatar, and Havel. As we get ready for our game time, the teams are going to, I believe, huddle up with their coach, get their final words and final thoughts before they get ready. Warwick is 5-5 coming into this game. They are 3-2 in section, ranked 3rd in Section 9. Washingtonville is 1-7 overall, 0-2 in section, and they are ranked 4th in Section 9. Warwick on a 1-game winning streak, Washingtonville on a 4-game losing streak. Bobby, how close do you think how close do you think the game is going to be tonight?
Like I said before, I think it's going to be a lot closer than what the stats and the paper and the ranking wants to say, because you just never know. And like we say in football, any given Sunday, but for volleyball, any given night, any given game, I think anything can happen, and I think it's going to be close.
Of course, as Komorski is the one getting ready to serve off this game and get the game started. We saw that last week as well with Warwick starting the ball in a not close fashion against Warwick as Komorski now got the ball. And the girls, I'm sure, as you can hear, are extremely elated to hear her tonight. They're extremely excited for her as Komorski is a junior. As she serves it up and she serves it over. Recovered now, set up and brought over by Thompson, but she could not get it over. A point for Washingtonville, they call it. I believe someone may have touched the net.
Yeah, so obviously Warwick touched the net, which just took away a free point that we got. That's an off little play for Warwick. Let's see if we could recover from that.
Yep, Simpson is the one off to serve, the senior, getting Washingtonville's first points for the night. She got a good serve there, set up by Komorski over to Boyle, slammed down, but it is good. That is a kill for Genevieve Boyle, assisted by Peyton Komorski.
It is extremely loud right now. The girls are very excited, and obviously that kill by Genevieve Boyle, our key player, starting off well.
Absolutely, absolutely. I am very excited to see that as Warwick is now getting ready off to serve with a tied 1-1 game. Recovered now by Washingtonville, but they could not completely keep it in their hands, as that is another point for Warwick.
Yeah, that looked like miscommunication. It looked like two of the Goshen players were ready to go get it, and then none of them actually went for it.
Yep, that is unfortunate, but she did serve again, and Goshen did get it over. But now Komorski setting it up to Boyle for another point.
Yeah, that one was just mishandled by Goshen. It looked like she was just going to recover that like normal, and then just went out of bounds.
Yep, absolutely, as it is Jocelyn up to serve. We did not see her in the senior night, so it is good to see her play today as she does serve and get it over. And Pickering got a hand on it. Now Thompson gets a hand on it, swatted by Pickering. Washingtonville recovers, but it does go out of bounds for the point. Warwick getting it.
Again, just mishandled by Goshen, and Pickering did a great job there.
Absolutely getting a hand on the ball as Jocelyn now looking for another serve on the night. She gets it up and she gets it over. Recovered now. Set up and hit over. Komorski with the recovery though. Dug up now over to Boyle. Boyle now it is recovered by Washingtonville as it hits back into the net, but Sanaa set it over, and that is that is not going to go over for Warwick.
Yeah. Couldn't get that one over. It just went right into the net.
We are off to a very, very fast start so far. I can't say I can hardly keep up with these girls, as it is Hurd up for the serve now on this 4-2 game with Washingtonville winning, or with Warwick winning, excuse me. Hurd now getting ready to serve, as she does, and she gets it over, recovered by Havel. Now Boyle slams it down, and it is recovered. No, and it is set over by Meyer, but Komorski recovered it, and it's set up over to Pickering, and it is inbound. That is a kill for Stephanie Pickering, assisted by Peyton Komorski.
The ref had to make a decision there as if it was in or out, and it was very close. But Warwick got the point for that one.
As Boyle, our key player, who got a kill earlier in the game, is off to serve. Had a great serve run last week against Goshen as she looks to extend that. As she does serve, and she does get it over, a nice hard hit, recovered in the back now is Moore, but it is recovered by Warwick. Komorski now setting it up to Salmon, and it does not go over. Another point for Washingtonville. As tensions are pretty high, the crowd is pretty hectic right now as Thompson is the one up to serve. As Thompson serves it up and serves it over, recovered by Howell. It looks like she could not recover as the ball does bounce out of bounds, making the game 5-4 with Warwick still having the lead.
Havel made a nice diving effort for that, but just couldn't get it.
Yeah, it happens. I mean, now Thompson serving up again, gets it over, recovered by Boyle in the back. Now Komorski sets over behind her to Martino, and she gets it over now, recovered by Washingtonville, and they bump it over. A bit of a back and forth action, but a miscommunication there by Warwick, and Washingtonville ties the game up.
Yeah, you saw Boyle and Havel exchanging some words there after that one, the miscommunication.
I mean, it was peaceful words. Let's make sure that's said. They were very peaceful with each other. As Thompson now up to serve, recovered by Havel, hit behind by Peyton Komorski, over to Martino, and she gets it over, recovered by Thompson now. Washingtonville looking to get it over, and they do, but the refs call it a point for Washingtonville. I do not know what they saw there. Maybe someone touched the net, maybe, or something we did not see, but Washingtonville now does take the lead, 6-5. As Thompson now got a lot of her serves over so far tonight, and she repeats that process, recovered by Havel, set up by Komorski, over to Martino, and she does hit it, and I believe the ball just hit the ceiling as Washingtonville does get it over, but Boyle is recovering. Set up by Komorski, over to Martino again, and it does fall out of bounds.
Warwick, hit that one a lot to each other and then tried to get it over and just a little out of bounds.
Just a little, it actually did kind of look like a lot, but we're not going to talk about that. As Thompson is setting up to serve, and she does, and Havel tried to recover, and it did not work.
Yeah, a lot of just hits that are just not going the way Warwick wants to so far tonight, and there's another one.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but we still have a lot of volleyball left to play. As Thompson getting ready to serve, and she does. She gets it over. A nice hanger there, recovered by Salmon. Now Komorski hits it up to Boyle, over the middle, recovered by Thompson. With Washingtonville recovering, and it does go out of bounds to give Warwick the point, making it 6-8.
That hit by Washingtonville had a lot of force, and it just went too far, went out of bounds.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those unfortunate things. As Martinez, the setter, is up to serve now. She's on the dock, getting ready to hopefully bring this game back. Although it's not a far point deficit. It is up, and it is over. Recovered now by Moore, as they do hit it over, but recovered by Martinez, set up by Komorski, over to Martino, and they do get it over, but Washingtonville were the ones to recover as the fake set on the third hit gets over. Now Pickering just sends it up and sends it in for the Warwick point.
Yeah, that one looked like it was perfectly hit right in bounds where Washingtonville just couldn't get it.
Yeah, I mean, I thought, honestly, when I saw that ball, I thought that was going straight out of bounds, but she was able to put enough float on it to get it to hit the red line and stay in bounds. As Martinez up to serve again. And she gets it over. As Washingtonville were the ones to recover. Just hit up on the third hit. Then Martinez hit it back over to Martinez. Recovered by Washingtonville. Set up by Moore. Slammed down. But it is the point for Warwick.
Now,
maybe someone hit the net again.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but a lot happened right in that general vicinity of the net, and Warwick got the point out of it.
It's a lot of action as the game is now tied 8-8. Martinez getting ready to serve. And that is a great ball, recovered by Moore. Set up now, is heard over, and it is out of bounds. I couldn't even finish my sentence there. That was just so quick.
Yeah, quick point there for Warwick, as maybe they could look to build on this and get another streak going.
Yeah, as Hines was the one to hit it out of bounds, giving Warwick the 9-8 lead. Is Martinez now getting ready to serve. She's been up there a while so far. Addie Riz Moore tried to make the recovery, but it did not go her way.
That serve was placed very well, and Washingtonville made a diving effort for it, but just tipped it. Didn't get the hit that she wanted.
She did not get the hit that she wanted. That's more on Martinez than it is on Moore, as Martinez is the one to serve now, and it is up and over, and it is recovered now by Washingtonville. Getting ready, Hines, but she could not get it over. Another point for Warwick, making this 11-8. As they do, Washingtonville is the one to call a timeout. As they are, Warwick is on a bit of a run, and we'll see what they talk over.
Yeah, Washingtonville's going to try to see if they could slow down Warwick and maybe speed up their team, try to recover the points, even though it is only a three-point set right now.
Yeah, I mean, when you go on a run, you want to try to slow them down. You want to try to slow the other team down when they're on a run. You don't want them to, take the game into their hands. You don't want them to run away with the game. And we'll see what changes Washingtonville makes. We'll see if Warwick can make a change or keeps things the same. as we have about 30 seconds left within our timeout period, as Washingtonville are the first ones to jump out of the huddle. Maybe, coach didn't have to say much to them. He just wanted to slow down Warwick.
Yeah, and they just want to try to slow them down like early. They don't want to have the streak go on for maybe like 7 more points and then the set is almost out of reach.
Yeah, exactly. But
that's a good timeout called by Washingtonville.
we are continuing our set with Martinez, the one to serve. The Warwick crowd stomping now as Martinez is the one to get it over, and that was a high ball, and that does go the way with Warwick. Martinez getting the ace.
Yeah, that was a great serve, placed well, and Washingtonville might have tipped it, and they hit it out of bounds.
You make it a hard effort to catch. Martinez serving. Up and over, another high ball, and it does go way out of bounds when Hurd tried to recover it, and the point is for Warwick. It is now 13-8.
Yeah, as you saw, Landon, Washingtonville tried to recover that one, but that was too far gone. Couldn't hit that one.
Yeah, I mean, Moore tried to make the recovery and just couldn't land their way. Martinez serving again. The Warwick crowd stomping their feet as they rule that I believe that was inbounds, or that may have been out. Could not see the ref's signal there.
Yeah, that was very close in the corner
and that is out of
the
bounds.
red line.
It was very close, and it was out of bounds as Kelman is the one up to serve tonight. We have not really seen her much yet as she does serve, and it is a good one. Recovered by Havel now. Set up by Martinez is Komorski, and she gets a good hit there as it flies high up. Recovered now. Martinez now looking to set up back to Komorski. Komorski hits it down, but it is recovered again by Washingtonville as Washingtonville hits it up. That was a double, I believe that's called, by Martino there, giving Washingtonville the point.
That was an intense rally back and forth there, and Washingtonville gets the point.
Yeah, I mean, Simpson was the one, setting it up and stuff like that, as Kelman is the one to serve, as it is recovered by Havel, hit up by Boyle, and hit over by Komorski. Simpson with the recovery, but her teammate could just not get it. I believe that was Moore, giving Warwick another point.
Yeah, more miscommunication there and early on, as there were, I think, 3 Washingtonville players that could have had a chance at that ball, but didn't know who was going for it and didn't want to collide with each other.
Miscommunications that happens as Haddle is the one up to serve. We did not see her last week because of Warwick senior night. They gave the spot to Coyle. Cameron was the one with the recovery. Hit over now. Was now recovered by Warwick. Now goes back to Washingtonville. Is hit over. And Martinez gets a hand on it, but it does fly out of bounds.
You could hear the crowd very excited with that one. I think that was the visitors' bleachers there.
I mean, the visitors' bleachers does not have much on Warwick's side, but they sure do have a lot of sound coming from there.
Yeah, they're making up for the loss in number with the gain in volume.
Yep, as it is, Maza up to serve now with the score being 14-11. Washingtonville taking Warwick having the lead, excuse me, as Havel is the one recovering over to Martinez. Back over now on the Washingtonville side. A big hit there, but it is recovered. Havel now keeping it inbounds, but could not get the ball over where she wanted it.
That was a very exciting little play. Washingtonville got the point as it went out of bounds.
Yeah.
Pretty far out of bounds.
Pretty far out of bounds. Maza is the one up to serve, and she is the one to get it over. Recovered by Martino, but no one could get by the ball.
Yeah, that was well placed, and another point for Washingtonville.
Yeah, it looks like Martino kind of anticipated someone else being there, but no one was there, as Simpson is the one to serve now. It is up and it is over, recovered by Warwick. Martinez down to Boyle, I believe that, or Qatar, excuse me. Qatar with a big hit as she celebrates with her teammates.
This court is sounding like a college football primetime crowd. It is very exciting and loud tonight, and as I said earlier, we needed energy, and it seems like everyone in here is having a ton of energy early on.
As Torres is the one up to serve, as Warwick is up 15-13, as Torres with a good serve there recovered. Now Simpson sets it up, and it is hit over, but it does hit, I believe it hit the rod, so that is an automatic out of bounds, giving Warwick the point.
Yes, it does, and that's just unfortunate for Washingtonville, but very fortunate for Warwick.
Chance of you can't do that raining from the crowd, as Torres is the one to serve, and she is the one to get it over. Now Simpson sets him up, and it is hit over, but it is recovered by Torres, and it sails out of bounds.
Yeah, that one was a little out of bounds, but not particularly close, as Washingtonville gets another point.
Yes, as it is now more up to serve. We saw a lot of her in the back getting, recovering the sets, as she does get it over now. Recovered by Havel. Komorski sets it up over to Qatar, and she sails that one straight out of bounds.
Yeah, like you said, that one was sailed out of bounds. That one had a lot of force, but couldn't get the outcome she wanted with that one.
Yeah, as we are now at a 16-15 game with Warwick holding on to the lead, but it is much closer than they may have anticipated, and it is hit over, and it is an ace for Washingtonville. I believe that was more there on the ace.
Yeah, more miscommunication there. Warwick this time. That was a very nice serve, though.
That was a very well-placed ball. That was very impressive by Moore, and let's see what she can do on this next serve. Serving now, looking to take the lead, but it goes straight into the net, giving the lead back to Warwick.
Yeah, that happens every once in a while. No one is perfect, and that's a free point, might I say, for Warwick.
That is a free point. As I said last week, these serves are kind of like free throws. As Komorski back to serve tonight, we saw her there on the beginning of the game. Of course, we are still in the first set, as Komorski now is dribbling the ball, getting ready for the ref signal as she got it, and now she is looking to serve, and she is the one to get it over. A good serve there, recovered though. Now over to Thompson, and that was a very big hit, but a nice recovery by Komorski. Over to Havel, now over to Boyle, and it is recovered. Looking for another woman, and they do get it over, but Salmon is a recovery there, but no one is there to recover Salmon's hit. A point for Washingtonville.
It looked like Warwick recovered it at first, but then trying to pass it to her teammate Komorski just couldn't connect.
Yeah, I mean that was an insane hit by Thompson. That was very loud. I felt that all the way from over here, as Simpson is the one up to serve, and she is the one to get it over. And it looked like an ace there, but Torres was able to get it over to Boyle, over to Havel, and they do get it over now, looking to set it up to Thompson, and was hit over. Komorski now getting to set down to Boyle for the kill.
That was a hard hit ball, and I don't know how she could put the speed and the exact placement that she wanted on it, but that was a very good hit for the kill.
As another timeout is called, it looks like Boyle and Thompson are going to go head-to-head tonight to see who can hit harder, as we are at an 18-17 game with Warwick winning by 1 in our first set. I hear the JV crowd for Washingtonville very energetic for the girls. They want to, bring that sort of energy back. It is still very close, but Washingtonville has kind of been notorious this season for struggling to close with games. We will see, though, if they are able to put this back into their hands and get the commanding victory.
Yeah, this game has been very exciting so far, and I'm excited to keep going.
We do have a lot of time on our hands. There's a lot of volleyball left to play. As I believe this is still Warwick's point, with Komorski being the one up to serve. As they wait for the ref signal. They're doing substitutions now, as Qatar is the one to come off. As Jocelyn is the one up to serve. We saw her after Komorski, so it looks like Warwick made the substitution for her to serve, as she does serve and get it over. Washingtonville gets the recovery now, hit over by Kelman, back to Warwick, set up by Komorski, over to Boyle, and it is recovered by Washingtonville as Warwick does get the recovery off their hits. Komorski sets it up to Boyle, down to Boyle for the kill.
No one was home for Washingtonville on that one. She put that ball past the last line of defense for Washingtonville and still in bounds.
Yep, absolutely. Jocelyn looking for another serve tonight as Warwick is up by 2, 19-17, getting ready for the real back end of this set now as Simpson hits it up and it goes straight into the net.
Yeah, she hit that one right into the net. There was really no chance for that one to get over.
Yeah, then Blaker was the one there to not get it over, but it's okay. We still have more to play as Jocelyn serves up and over, recovered by Den Blaker, hit up by Simpson, hit over by Kelman. Torres hits it up. Now it's set up by Komorski to Pickering as she dumps it over, and she does get it over, recovered by Washington. Now they hit it over, recovered by Warwick. Komorski sets it up to Boyle. A big hit there, recovered by Moore as Kelman bumps it over. Now Komorski setting it up again over to Boyle, and they do get the point.
Washingtonville couldn't get that one after the long and intense rally.
A very, very big rally there. I mean, the longest rally I've seen was well over a minute, but that was another well-timed rally as Warwick now slowly running away with this game, with this set, I should say, 21-17, with Jocelyn serving it, recovered by Washington, set up by Simpson, over to Kelman. We got a hand on it. Now Komorski back setting it over to Boyle. And it is a hit by Boyle, recovered by Washington as Kelman is the one to hit it. But Warwick did get a hand on it. Now Komorski bumping it over back to Boyle. A good connection there tonight. Simpson now over to Den Blanker, and it is recovered now. Komorski running across the court to send it up to Boyle. But it is Washingtonville's point.
I'm not sure what happened there, but the ref saw something we didn't, and that's Washingtonville's point.
Maybe, the ball hit the pole, or maybe it just went 2 under and we didn't even notice, because from our point of view, that was a very good hit.
And back-to-back intense, long rallies, and this is entertaining,
As Hurd,
to say the least.
Yes, as Hurd is the one up to serve, and she does serve it over, recovered by Havel, but she could not get the ball where she wanted it, giving Washingtonville another point.
And that was a deep serve, and Warwick wasn't necessarily ready for it. They tried to back up and recover, but they just couldn't get that one.
Yep, as Moore got the ace there to cut it to a 2-point lead, is serving up again and serves it over. Havel again botched the recovery, but Boyle got it to Komorski for Komorski to tip it over. And Washingtonville hits it out of bounds.
At first, I thought the play was over, and then
That looked like a box play to me. I don't think they meant to do that, but it for sure worked as Boyle there, our key player, up to serve tonight, hopefully to end this set as Warwick is up 22-19. And she does serve it up, and it does hit the net, making it 22-20, giving the ball back to Washingtonville.
yeah, one of those free points for Washingtonville. And this set is going to come down to the last few points. It is close.
It is extremely close. Like you said, it would be closer than it seems on paper, as Thompson the one up to serve, and Thompson the one to get it over. Recovered by Havel now. No one again. Miscommunication now putting Washingtonville down by 1.
Havel had a really nice hit, and she can't hit it again after she hit it, so she just stood up, and the ball almost hit her in the head. It came right down.
As I believe Warwick was the one to call the timeout there due to a few errors that costed them some points.
Yeah, they're going to try to clean this up so they can come away with this set, because they had a nice little lead, and now it's a 1-point lead now. They still have the lead, but like I said, it's close.
Washingtonville are the ones with the ball right now, and it is still only a 1-point game. Warwick needs 3 more points to win the set. Only if Washingtonville is still down by 2, because it is win by 2, but Washingtonville will need 4 points, so Warwick is still technically ahead.
Yeah, I don't want to say it will, but the win by 2 rule of volleyball might be what maybe gives Washingtonville a second chance at the set.
Yeah, that is a great point.
If it comes down to it.
Absolutely. Now is Thompson. She's the one up to serve. The ref blows the whistle, signaling that they are ready, and Thompson may be even more ready as she gets a good hit there, recovered by Boyle, sent over by Komorski to the middle to Boyle. Washingtonville recovers, Thompson just hits it up, Simpson hits it over, Boyle hits it up, Komorski sets it up, and Martinez slams it down for the kill.
That was hard hit and well placed, like you said. That's a kill, and let's see if Warwick can just extend the lead and finish out this set.
Let's go Warwick chants hailing from our bleacher, our student section. Very excited for this game tonight. As Martinez, the one up to serve. And she is the one to get it over. Recovered now by Kelman. Back set over to Kelman, and she gets a kill there.
That was extremely hard hit again. Another one of those just crazy hard hits. And it's hard for me to believe how they can hit it so hard and still place it right where they want it.
Absolutely. Kelman fresh off the kill. Now the one to serve. And the one to get it over, but it does go out of bounds, granting Warwick a free point, making it 22 to 24. Warwick winning, making them 1 point away from winning this set.
That was good discipline by Warwick. It looked like they wanted to just hit that one, but they knew it was going to fall out of bounds.
As Pickering subs out, I see her right in front of me, as Havel serves it over. Recovers but out of bounds, giving Warwick 25 points.
That is a rough way to go out of a set. Just couldn't hit that one the way she wanted to, and that was a very close and entertaining set. And like I said, this crowd, the people in these bleachers, and even the players on who aren't in are just, they're hyped up.
Absolutely.
And for good reason. This is a very close game early on.
Absolutely. They switch sides. Again, the final score for the first set was 25 to 22. Warwick beating the Washingtonville Wizards in the first set. Do not go away, folks, because we'll be right back.
Everyday technology gets more and more advanced, starting with things like the steam engine and the very first light bulb to what we have now like bullet trains, phones, and planes that can fly faster than the speed of sound. Hi, I'm Jack Keenan, and I want to talk about one of these newer pieces of technology, something called AI, which stands for Artificial Intelligence. In short, AI is a computer science program that is meant to replicate the thought process and decision-making abilities of humans. For many people around the world, AI is a wonderful thing. It's used for so many daily tasks. It has proved to be a very useful tool. To an extent. You shouldn't rely on AI, for AI itself can be misguided and then misguide you. It goes off of everything it sees on the internet, and I mean everything, whether it's true or false. It can be used for criminal activities and voice cloning, or generating images of people or children, making it hard to determine cases of abuse. One effect that has been talked about since the upbringing of AI is loss of human influence. This is where an over-reliance on AI can result in a lack of human functioning. People lose their creativity, emotional expression, and complex critical thinking skills. This list of flaws could go on forever. I really recommend that we keep the usage of AI at a minimum and avoid it whenever possible.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for our second set after Warwick defeated the Washingtonville Wizards in our first set, 25 to 22, as they look to take down another set. I'm Lenny Komorski, joined by Bobby Moser. Bobby, how did you feel about the first set?
That was very exciting and loud, and both teams were ready coming in, and it was very close.
Yes, this set has made me question one thing. I really wonder if vocal training is a part of volleyball, because these girls are absolutely electric tonight. And of course, I do love to see it. I do love to see the energy, but it does hurt my ears a little. I cannot lie.
I definitely could agree with that one.
I believe Washingtonville are going to be the ones to kick off, or serve off, I should say, this next set. I see Simpson being the one behind the line, and the ball is rolled to her, so Washingtonville will begin our second set with Simpson up to serve. She does serve it up. She serves it over. Recovered by Martinez. Hit the back, but Torres and then to Boyle to bump it up as Washingtonville are the ones to recover. It is more on the recovery over to Havel now. Martinez over to Boyle. She floats it up, but it is recovered again by Kelman. Kelman recovered it and then set it back up, but she could not get it over.
That was what I think was a great block. I think Warwick got their hands on that one.
If they had their hands, kind of like shooting a basketball in both hands, follow through, and they definitely got the block. As Komorski.
Making a little barrier.
Absolutely. We saw her, a lot in the first set. We see her now in the beginning of the second as Warwick does have the lead 1-0. So we still have 24 more points to go for Warwick as Komorski with a nice floating serve there. Hit over by Washingtonville, recovered by Torres. Now Komorski sets it up, floated up by Boyle, but could not get it in bounds.
Yeah, she hit that, and I thought it hit something, maybe not, but.
If it hit the red and white pole, then that is an instant point for Washingtonville.
Yep. Looks like we might be watching another very close set.
Yep.
Can't tell yet.
Yep, Hurd is the one up to serve now. As she serves it up and over. Recovered by Torres, set up by Komorski to Boyle, slammed down, falling out of bounds and getting the kill.
That was a lot of good effort from the libero of Washingtonville, but she got her hands on it, but out of bounds.
Yeah, Moore was the one diving for that. She just could not get her hands on it as Jocelyn is the one up to serve. As it is 2-1 with Warwick winning and them serving. As she serves it and it hits right into the net, tying up our game.
Yeah, a free point there for Washingtonville. But it's early in the set.
Absolutely, still a very long way to go, which means we will be here a lot longer than most people would probably want us to be, as Thompson is the one up to serve. And it's up and hits straight into the net. Back-to-back serves hitting straight into the net, basically offsetting, giving Warwick another 1-point lead.
I bet that makes Jocelyn feel just better about her serve because they just matched it with 2 free points.
Yep, Boyle serving now. Boyle serving over, recovered by Moore. Set up now is Kelman, but Havel gets a hand on it. Fake set by Komorski, going out of bounds.
That was a close call by the ref, and it looked like she didn't put that much force into it, but because of the elevation of it, it just kept on going.
Yeah, Komorski, very strong girl, so she did not have to put a lot of strength into that. As Kelman is the one to serve and is the one to hit it over, recovered by Howell, set up by Komorski, is Martino. And they do signal it for Warwick. That's another kill.
Yeah, that was obviously a kill, like you said.
As Martinez the one to serve. We saw a lot of her, recovering, getting sets, serving. We saw a lot of her in the first set, and I expect to definitely see more of her in this one. As she does serve it and serve it over. A nice set for the ace.
Wow, that was perfectly placed right where Washingtonville couldn't get it. And like we've been saying, there's been a lot of very hard hits, but you don't always need hard hits to get points.
Absolutely, I would love to relive that Goshen game, but we are here against Washingtonville. Martinez serving, recovered by Kelman. Set up is Thompson, and she does get it over, but it's recovered by Boyle. Set up by Martinez is Komorski, blocked back, but blocked out of bounds.
That was a great block, what it looked like to me, and then it just, instead of going back on Warwick's side, it just went out of bounds, and that's unfortunate for Washingtonville.
Unfortunate, but at the end of the day, ball don't lie. Martinez, good serve, and getting it over, recovered by Kelman, setting up. Looking for a prayer there, but Kelman was able to recover, bumped up by Boyle, set up is Martino, blocked back, and it is a point for Washingtonville. Martino tried to get the hit there, but it did not go her way.
Yeah, definitely agree with you on that one.
Washingtonville did make a sub there. Coming up to serve now is Simpson, or not Simpson, excuse me. It is Maza. We've seen a bit of her tonight. We've seen more of Simpson. That's why I confused them, as Maza very short there, giving Warwick 7-4 lead.
Yeah, another free point for Warwick. And you can never be mad with those. Obviously, Warwick's going to take that any day.
Absolutely. As Havel is the one up to serve now. A lot of recoveries from her tonight off the serves, as she is also hitting it not over and giving the point and the ball back to Washingtonville.
Yeah, and those free points off of serves into the net are going to even out again here.
And Moore, now the libero, is the one to serve and the one to get it over. Hit over by Havel, hit up by Martino, hit down by Boyle for the kill.
That set to set up that kill was very high up, and it gave her time to think about where she wanted to put it, and obviously that was a great hit for the kill.
It's hard to hit from that sort of distance too. I mean, when you want to hit it that hard, but you want to, also get it over. Torres, the one to serve, getting it over, recovered by Moore, who was just serving, bumped up by Thompson as that sails nowhere in no man's land, giving Warwick a 9-5 lead. Torres now back to serve. And she is the one to get it over. Washingtonville do get hands on it and do get a slam on it, but it is recovered by Torres, set up by Martinez. Is Komorski going out of bounds?
Yeah, that was a pretty hard hit and just went out of bounds, like you said. Going for a point for Washingtonville.
As it is Simpson now up to serve. I previously mistaked it with Moore, but she does serve, and she has a similar fate to Moore, as her serve did not get over.
Yeah, it went right into the net, and another free point for Warwick.
As I saw Lewis subbing in for Washingtonville. Komorski now the one to serve. Waiting on the ref signal as they finally blow the whistle. Komorski up and over, a perfect arc there. Set up to DeBlanker, and she could not get it. Recovered by Warwick. Havel was the one to bump it up to Boyle, and she gets the point.
Yeah, that was a well-placed but not hard hit, as I think Washingtonville was probably expecting a hard hit, but.
Yeah, but change of pace there from them. Komorski, the one to serve now, back at it again. I believe this is like the third or fourth time we've seen her. And she does serve it up and serve it over, covered by DeBlanker. But Boyle got a hand on it, I believe, or Washingtonville could not recover, giving Warwick a 12-6 lead.
Yeah, she was ready to block that one, but Washingtonville just couldn't get it back over.
Komorski back again, the one to serve. And she is the one to get it over. As Washingtonville look for the recovery there, Moore hits it up to Kelman as Warwick fails to bring it back over to Washingtonville, giving Washingtonville the point.
Yeah, the setters in front for Warwick weren't expecting a pass. I think they thought it was just going to go right over, but.
Absolutely. Volleyball is about timing very much, as Hurd, the one up to serve. And Hurd is the one to get it over. Hit up by Lewis, but she could not give enough power to Komorski for her to hit it over, giving Washingtonville another point.
Yeah, I think the same thing might have happened there, just some miscommunication, and Warwick didn't hit it as far.
Yeah, you don't want to hit it too far, hit it too low, as that was a bit of a low arc there for the serve, but Washingtonville got it over. Warwick covered it back to Washingtonville. It's Washingtonville. Oh, I thought they got the kill there, but Warwick was able to get a hand on it as Tillman bumps it over. Now Komorski looking for the set over to Boyle, goes straight into the net. giving Washingtonville a point, making it 12-9 with Warwick winning.
Yeah, that's rough not to get the point after that insane diving play to keep the rally going.
Yeah, Warwick were the ones to call a timeout. They were up by much more against Washingtonville, but they are going on a bit of a streak right now, giving Washingtonville enough energy.
Yeah, another close and exciting set. And after that first one, I'm not surprised at all.
The students in this section are very energetic for their team. I mean, you know, some people have, you know, friends here, maybe girlfriends, that sort of thing.
Yeah. And we took a little pause there to let those guys at the stands do their thing, as I think they love to do that.
We want y'all to hear what we hear. We want y'all to feel how we feel right now in this moment, as Warwick, the first ones to break away from the huddle. Hurd now, the one backing up, getting ready to serve. As she gets a signal from the refs, and she gets the serve, and she gets it over. Lewis gets a hand on it, set up by Komorski to Boyle. Washingtonville with the recovery, though. Kelman bumps it over. Warwick got a hand on it, and we're able to bounce it back. Thompson fake sets it up, but Boyle bumps it up to Komorski, back to Boyle for the kill.
Another very hard hit ball by our key player, I believe. And that's going to end up with another point for the Warwick Wildcats.
Absolutely. Our key player is leading to key points for our team, as Jocelyn is the one up to serve and the one to get it over, as Moore with the recovery. Set up now is Kelman, but it was a bit of a high set, and it does fall out of bounds.
Yeah, and I was looking at the assistant ref, and I wasn't sure what happened, but she was just waiting for the head ref to give the signal.
Warwick very successful off this timeout. Jocelyn serving it up now, recovered, set up to Thompson. Another big hit, but a hit that falls. I believe that fell out of bounds. Or no, they do signal it for Washingtonville.
Yeah, that's going to keep Warwick's streak going. And
they signal it back to Warwick.
Oh, I guess not. Forget what I just said.
A bit of disagreement there between the refs, but Warwick now taking the lead 15-9.
I guess they are keeping the streak going, I believe.
Absolutely. I thought that was going to Warwick originally, and I guess I was right. Joshlyn's serving now. Washingtonville has to just throw it up. Set by Komorski. Met at the net by Thompson, as Kelman has to bump it up. Now Komorski looking for a tip, and another tip to Pickering, as the ball looking to fall out of bounds, but it's spiked up by Thompson, and it does. She is able to get the point there.
That was a very nice one-handed save by Washingtonville, and then it just went right where Warwick couldn't get it.
As Thompson, the one to get the hit for the point there, is the one up to serve. Her previous serves, she was very good in the beginning, and then the other two times I believe it hit the net, so let's hope she can break that streak, and she does, getting it over. Recovered now by Havel, bumped up by Jocelyn, now just floated over by Lewis. And a good hit by Kelman, but Havel gets the recovery, but I believe the ref signaled it to Washingtonville.
Yeah, that one did go to Washingtonville, and the energy is still very high.
Thompson now looking to get it over again, and she does successfully, but it does fall way out of bounds.
Yeah, and there's a fine line between getting it over and hitting it too far, and she couldn't get it in between.
As our key player, Boyle, the one up to serve. And Boyle is the one to get it over. Recovered by Kelman, now bumped up. And Havel got it back over to Komorski. Now down to Lewis, but Washingtonville were the ones to get the hands on it. Another hit, A big rally here. Komorski now bumping it up, and it does go to Warwick. It was hit out, or it was hit too low by Washingtonville, and they were unable to recover.
Yeah, another long rally there. And we're just going to get a lot of those.
I'm loving it as the score is 17-11. Warwick looking to get away with this win. As Boyle hits it out of bounds, giving Washingtonville a free point to cut the lead now down to 5.
Yeah, and if Washingtonville could get on a little streak, that would be crucial, but obviously I hope that doesn't happen.
As Kelman up to serve. Kelman getting it over. Recovered by Havel. Hit back by Komorski over to Boyle. She just needs to get it over, and she does. Now Hurd is the one to bump it up to Meyer, and it was recovered, but it did go out of bounds.
Yeah, that one just went too far. And you saw Warwick tried to recover it, but they realized they couldn't get to that one.
Tensions are high between both of them, both teams, as Kelman the one to serve. Kelman getting it over, recovered by Havel, set up by Komorski, over to Martino. A nice hit, but recovered by Kelman, set up by her, down to Thompson, I believe that is, but Komorski got a hand on it. Havel bumped it up to Martino for the point.
Yeah, when these players are going up to get the blocks, even if you get the block, you have to be ready to recover if the block off your hand doesn't go where you want it to go, and it could end up hurting you, as you would want a block to help you.
Yeah, I mean, I did mistake Thompson for Hines there, so I apologize to both of them, but Martinez is the one to serve for Warwick, and she got a nice serve there. Set up now for Kelman. She gets it over. Boyle tried to hit it up, and Martinez made a diving effort for that ball, as we are now only at a 4-point game, 18-14.
Yeah, Martinez looked like she was locked in on that ball, but so close, but she just couldn't get to it.
Absolutely. You love the effort that Martinez had. She really wanted, I guess, to keep serving, but unfortunately, it did not go her way, as Maza is the one up to serve. And Maza gets it over. A nice little floater there, recovered by Boyle, set up by Martinez. To Pickering, bounces off the net, giving Washingtonville another point.
I was talking about a block hurting you, but that one helped them a lot. That was a really nice block.
That was, as Maza continuing her streak, trying to cut the 3-point lead down. And she can start it off with a good serve there. She does, set up by Havel over to Martinez, and then Komorski was getting it. Now Washingtonville looked to get the ball back to Warwick, as Simpson was on the hit and could not get it, as Martino there was scanning for the server, and it is Havel, the libero. Warwick is now just 6 points away from taking this home, as Havel hits it over, and it is set up and recovered by Washingtonville. Kelman on the last hit there, but Martinez bumps it back over to Komorski, as the ball does sail out of bounds.
Yeah, and that one looked close, but it went out of bounds again. A point for Washingtonville.
Absolutely, as Moore is the one up to serve. Saw her a lot frequently tonight, as she does serve, and she does serve it over. Bumped up by Havel, set up by Martinez. Is Komorski, floats it up, recovered by Washingtonville, and the ball, I believe they do rule that for Warwick. I don't really know much of what happened there. Maza was the one to tip it up. I believe it maybe went too high, but the player, Kelman, is now discussing with the ref, hopefully to get some sort of explanation, or maybe to get the point to be redone.
Yeah, the ref saw something again, and he just called it dead and gave the point to Warwick, but yeah, it looks like they're discussing it.
There's always a chance they could just replay the point and, keep the score the way it is. As the ref, we look to see when he makes his ruling. And I believe a substitution just happened, so the point does stand with Warwick, making it 20-16. Torres, I believe, the one up to serve. That is Torres. And Torres, a very low serve there, but was able to get it over. And Kelman bumps it back over to Warwick. set up Martinez to Boyle. Boyle tips it up, and it is out of bounds. We were waiting on the ref signal there. My heart kind of skipped a beat there.
Yeah, it looked like he was taking maybe just a second to decide what happened, and he gave it to Washingtonville.
Simpson the one now to serve. Doing her little routine and getting it over. Recovered by Havel, set up by Komorski to Boyle, and hit out of bounds by Kelman for the kill.
That was a nice hit by Boyle, I believe. And Washingtonville thought that she was just going to hit it over to the player closest to her, but she hit it across the court.
A very tough angle to make and a tough angle for the point, as Komorski now just 4 points away from victory, looking to bring it all home for Warwick. She does serve now, and it is recovered by Washingtonville. Kelman the one to hit, Havel the one to recover, Komorski the one to set. Hit down by Boyle for another kill. That was nasty.
I was not expecting that. Like, our key player is really locked in tonight. That was extremely hard hit.
Boyle wants to send Washingtonville home packing, as the score is now 22-17. And Komorski does get it over. Mazza was the one to set to Thompson, and now Thompson just fires it up. And DeBlanca was recovering to Moore, and she gets it over. Recovered by Torres, set by Komorski. Hit down by Qatar for another kill.
Yeah, another block that didn't necessarily help them out. It just made it harder to recover. And that's a kill.
It's good for Komorski because her teammates are helping her out. She is the one getting the serves over. So they are repaying her by getting the point. A big boom there by the Warwick crowd as Mazza sets it up down the middle to Thompson, and Lewis recovered and it finally went to Boyle, but it just sailed out of bounds.
Yeah, just put too much air under that one after a nice little play.
Looks like she was trying to hit the same angle that she did getting the kill, and unfortunately she could not get it, as it is Hurd up to serve. Heard her name a lot tonight. That is a bit of a no pun intended there, and she does hit it out of bounds, making Warwick just 1 point away from taking this set home.
Yeah, and that would make us up 2-0, and that would be big, I think, because even if we don't win the next one, then we just have to win one more. But it doesn't look like we're gonna let a set.
As Jocelyn the one to serve there, and Thompson, or Kelman, I believe that was, failed to recover, bringing the second set to Warwick. A big time win for them, as they're just one set away from victory. Again, the score was 25-18, with Warwick taking the second set and just one set away from completely sending the Washingtonville Wizards home.
Now, digital technology has come a long way, I'll admit that, but convenience and imitation can never replace authenticity. Tube amps deliver something digital amps, something like can't, warmth, depth, and soul. First, let's talk tone. A tube amp produces a natural harmonic overtone that gives your character sound and life. When you push a tube amp, it doesn't just distort, it really sings. Guitarists like Eric Johnson, Alex Lifeson, and Slash use tube amps live today. Some might say that digital amps are easier to use and more readily available and simpler to take to a live show, although it's like comparing a vinyl to an MP3. One breathes, the other is kind of like just there making noise. Second, tube amps respond to the player. They react dynamically to your touch, you can play softly, and you get a clean sparkle. Dig in, and the amp growls back at you with power. Digital amps may try to model that, but modeling is always just an imitation. Musicians don't want imitation, they want interaction. Longevity and craftsmanship are what some people look for and value. Tube amps are built like instruments. They can be repaired, retubed, and customized to last for decades. Many tube amps from the late 60s are still on stage today. We will be saying the same about digital processors for 50 years from now? I doubt it. So yes, digital amps may be practical, but tube amps are irreplaceable. They're not just better, they're the soul of music, and for those of us who care about true tone, the soul will never be digitalized.
Ladies and gentlemen, Warwick is just one set away from victory as they beat Washingtonville in the first 2 sets. We are on the third. The ball, I believe, should be going back to Warwick as they started with it on the first set. Washingtonville got it in the second. Bobby, we are so close to going home tonight. How are you feeling?
Yeah, we are, and I could say I'm excited to go home, but this has been a very entertaining game, and we're up 2-0, but each set has been very close, unlike what we saw against Goshen.
Yeah, this is much different from the Goshen game, and I gotta say, it's very hard for me to keep up with, all this action, and I absolutely love it. Komorski was the second to last person to serve on the second set. Now the first person to serve on the third set. Really dynamic player, Komorski is. And she does get it over as it is recovered by Washingtonville. Thompson gets a hand on it to get it over. Now Boyle bumps it back. Komorski sets it up, and it is slammed down, but it is recovered again by Washingtonville. Simpson on the hit there, recovered by Havel, bumped up by Torres. Is Boyle, hit back 2 more. Is Maza now back to Simpson. Torres makes the diving recovery. Havel hits it up, throwing for a prayer, and her prayers were not answered, giving Washingtonville the first point of this set.
That is one way to start out a set, and it looks like Havel was going to have a really good save there for Warwick, but she just hit it too high and it actually hit the ceiling.
Yeah, I mean, far distance there. Simpson the one to start off serving for Washingtonville, and she does get the ace there.
Perfectly placed, I might say. Yeah, Warwick couldn't get that one. Havel dove down trying to get it. She was close, but just couldn't.
Very, very good assessment. Simpson now getting ready to serve, and she does get it over, set up by Havel. Now back to Komorski, over to Boyle, and she does get the kill there.
That was a quick play, and it looked like it was just going to go like a normal play, and then just the hard hit ending the play. And
quick and meaningful. That's something that we're expecting out of Warwick. A lot of high energy plays.
Yes, definitely.
As Jocelyn, the one up to serve, and the one to get it over. Washingtonville with the recovery. And a good hit there, but Warwick was able to recover. Boyle now, another kill, assisted by Peyton Komorski.
That was extremely hard hit once again, and 2 of the Washingtonville players went down trying to get it, and I'm honestly surprised they didn't hit each other trying to get that one. It went right in between the 2 of them.
Sometimes it's hard to ask for a better kill like that. Now Jocelyn, the one to set it, bumping it around. And now Simpson was the one to get it over. Now Komorski setting it back to Martino. And she does get it in bounds. Komorski is on fire right now with these sets.
I don't know what happened with Washingtonville's formation there, but there was no one in that back corner, and Warwick found that gap and hit it right to it.
As the game is now 3-2 with Jocelyn, the one to serve. Getting it over, now recovered by Moore, but no one was there to recover her bump, making it now 4-2.
Yeah, she was trying to hit it to her teammates, but hit it too far and just resulted in almost a free Warwick point.
Yep, Jocelyn now serving, recovered by Moore, now thrown up by Washingtonville. They're able to get it. Komorski now setting it to Boyle, and that is another point for Warwick, another kill.
Are we on a streak of kills almost here? This is exciting, to say the least.
Yeah, I don't know whether to call Boyle here Jeffrey Dahmer, or do I just keep calling her Boyle? Jocelyn now the one to serve, on a streak herself with getting them over. It is recovered by Kelman, and Moore got a bump on it over. Now Komorski setting it up, looking for Pickering. A nice hard hit there. Moore saved it from going out of bounds. Now hit over by Kelman, hitting the net, giving Warwick another point, making it 6-2.
A nice block there we just saw from Warwick. And yeah, like you said, another point for Warwick in this third set.
Jocelyn serving up again. And serving it over. Looking for a girl now, and they do find Moore, and Moore is the one to get it in bounds.
Yeah, that one was well hidden. I thought Jocelyn was going to get to it, but It was just a little too far away from her.
Right now we're seeing a lot of Carly Graham. Seeing a lot of her right now, the junior. She's been very active so far to start this set as she is the one up to serve. And she does serve it over, but it is recovered by Howell, set up by Komorski. Slammed down by Pickering, recovered by Morse, set up now by Maza, and Morse bumps it over. Komorski looking to set again and looking for Boyle. Recovered again by Morse. She's all over the field, the court right now. Kelman just bumping it up now. Komorski gets the ball right back and right back down to Boyle, and it finally clicked again.
Yeah, another intense rally. That looked like it could have went to anyone, and it just seemed like the first team to make a mistake would lose the point, and that's exactly how it went.
Mistakes cost you points at the end of the day. And Boyle now, our key player, who's been on a very good run tonight, is the one up to serve. And she is the one to get, I believe that was over, yes, for the ace. It was about the midsection of the net, getting over to the front.
What a play, what a call by the ref. I bet that's hard to make that call. I didn't even know what happened.
I looked at Bobby, he seemed absolutely shocked, and I honestly was too. As Boyle now, the 1-2 serve, and she does serve it out of bounds to have an 8-4 game with Washingtonville losing to Warwick.
Yeah, that one was just hit a little bit too far.
That is Thompson, the one to serve, getting it over. Recovered by Boyle. Komorski now setting it up to Pickering. Washingtonville gets a hand on it. Set up now to Kelman. Havel the one on the recovery. Komorski with another set. Down the middle to Boyle, straight into the net.
Yeah, she's trying to recreate her hard kills tonight. And I hope she gets it going again because those kills are definitely exciting.
Those kills are deadly, you could say. Thompson now looking for her second straight serve of the night. Or of the set, I should say, and it's over. Komorski was not there. Boyle was the one there. And it is a point for Washingtonville. That was very close. I thought that was inbounds personally.
Yeah, I thought that was like well in the corner of the red lines, but the ref saw what he saw.
The ref saw it the other way. That happens. And Thompson now getting ready to serve. Waiting for the refs to blow the whistle. I think Komorski is talking it over with the ref, trying to get Warwick the point. I don't blame her. I don't want a point after that, too.
Yes, definitely.
And they elect to give it to Washingtonville. 8-6 with Warwick winning. Thompson serving it high up into the sky and over. Komorski now looking to get her get back on the set. Over to Martino, and it is recovered by Goshen. Kelman now looked for it, but it was blocked by Warwick.
Yeah, another nice block by Warwick. And whenever there's a block, it's always very interesting to see what's going to happen. Because like I said earlier, after you block it, it could go anywhere. And that one went into the right spot for Warwick.
Blocks are sometimes rare, yet extremely satisfying to see, as Martinez is the one to serve. And she's getting it over. Oh, excuse me, she did not get it over. I lost focus there for a second as Washingtonville gets the ball back 9-7.
Yeah, another one of those free points coming off of a missed serve.
Kelman now, the one to serve. And it is short, back-to-back short serves.
And Washingtonville gives it right back. That's the third time we've seen back-to-back missed serves go into the net, and they even out.
I'm glad to see you were keeping count because I definitely was not. But Havel now, the one up to serve. And she's getting it over. Recovered by Kelman now. Bumped up by Simpson and tipped over by Hurd. Now Komorski trying to get her kill of the night. Simpson tips it up. Right back over. Recovered by Boyle. Martinez now just floating it up looking for someone. And she did find Martino. And Havel there on the recovery. Martinez bumps it up, looking for Martino again. And that is another Warwick point.
That was a long one again, and I'm very happy that Warwick was able to get the point after all the energy that had to be put out during that.
Absolutely, with A 4-point, 11-7 game. Warwick is looking to bring it home right now. As Havel does serve it over, yes. And Moore was setting it over. Now is Martinez down the middle to Qatar, but it was blocked by Washingtonville.
What a block. And it looks like Warwick was going to have a nice hard hit go right onto Washingtonville's side, but Washingtonville said, no, I don't think so, and just sent it right back at Warwick.
Yeah, I honestly did not expect that. I thought, it would have been a nice little hit over by Qatar to continue this rally, but the defense had other plans. Maza now the one to serve. She gets it over. A bit of a hanger there, but Martina with a nice recovery now. Komorski just had to hit it up. Moore just had to hit it up again. Qatar got a hand on it, and now it's looking like it's going out of bounds, but Simpson with the recovery over to Moore. Havel bumps it up to Martinez. Over to Martino, and they signal the point for Warwick.
That was, I don't know what the, and now substitutions.
Yeah, we are getting some substitutions here. Martino with the great hit there. Now is the 1-2 sub off for Torres to serve. And she does. She gets it over to Kelman, bumps it up. Now it's Maza. And it was attempted by Hins, but she could not get it over.
Yeah, that one went right into the net again.
Torres now serving again, serving over again. More with the recovery now set forward by Maza, I believe that was. Martinez now setting it up to Boyle for another kill.
She is on a roll with these kills tonight. I mean, another very hard hit, but still placed well.
We named her key player for a reason, and that reason is emerging here in this third set while it's 14-8 with Torres the one serving, Moore bumping it up, and Hines looking to bump it up. Now Hurd bumps it up, and it's over. Havel with the recovery over to Martinez, now down to Komorski, and it was hit out of bounds by Washingtonville, giving Warwick the point, making it 15-8. We are very close to a Warwick victory.
I believe that was a block attempt, and it just went out of bounds.
Torres looking to keep her streak going now, waiting for the ref's whistle, and there is the ref's whistle. It's like I'm on cue here. Torres serving it up, serving it over, recovered by Moore. Maza bumping it up now over, recovered by Boyle, set up by Martinez to Komorski. Maza with the recovery there, over to Simpson, and she does. She tries to get the point, but it did not go her way.
Another block there by Warwick. These blocks are coming.
And now we got a timeout here. Washingtonville were definitely the ones to call it because they're trying to stop the Warwick energy, the Wildcat pride from happening right now.
Yeah, Washingtonville is on their last breath right now, and they just want to try to stay alive and see if they can make the comeback, an insane comeback, but Warwick is just looking to end this thing.
Absolutely. We are just 9 points away from a Warwick victory. Washingtonville have a long ways to go with 17.
Yeah, and the Warwick coach looked very happy with one of those phrases he was talking about.
Yes, Coach Sean.
And then he got more serious.
Yes, we talked to Coach Sean in the post-game interview against Goshen last week. He talked about building a culture, and it seems like he's building a pretty good culture right now as Warwick is very close to victory. Amanda Torres, I heard him scream Amanda, so I said Amanda. She is looking to bring this one home. She's had some great serves this set, and she continues it over to Moore. Now is Maza setting it up, and Havel with the recovery. Bumped back over by Washington. Havel with the recovery again. Martinez setting it up to Boyle. Boyle just sailed it out of bounds.
Yeah, Boyle has had a lot of great hits, but that wasn't one of them. But, mistakes happen. Nobody's perfect.
And we still got, Warwick is within a good margin for error, but you do not want to make it a habit as Moore is the one up to serve, the senior libero. And she did get it over, and it is a Washingtonville point. Making it now 16-10. Moore getting ready for the referee signal as there it is again. And now she's getting ready to serve. And she serves it over. Havel again on the recovery. Komorski now setting it up to Boyle. And that is in for Warwick. Another point, making it now 17-10.
A block attempt that didn't go their way once again, and
It looked like the ball like just missed her hands. You want to get, you know, the block with your hands, obviously, and it looked like it was just missed. As Komorski now, our starting, she starts every game serving, and now we're looking for her to end it. As it is served over, and it is an ace for Peyton Komorski.
that was a nice serve and resulted in a nice quick point for Warwick.
As Warwick is now just 7 points away from victory in an 18-10 game in our third set, with them winning the first two sets. Komorski now serving and getting it over, but the ref signal there.
I'm thinking
They did rule that for Warwick. I think it was
Someone-
Thompson, or maybe I believe it was Simpson, maybe the one to touch the net, maybe Mazza. One of the Washingtonville players, I believe, touched the net. Komorski now just 6 points away from winning this whole game. Let's see how she responds to the pressure. And she responded well off that serve, getting it over and getting a point there for Warwick. Now just 5 points away.
yeah, they are closing in on this one to win it 3-0, which is obviously very exciting for players.
Absolutely looking to extend their win streak from 1 to 2. But Komorski now serving it up and serving it over. More with the recovery. Mazza tips it over, but Qatar was able to give it right back. Torres now setting it up to Komorski, back to Boyle for the hit, and it was recovered by Washingtonville. Simpson on the hit there, but it was recovered by Havel, set by Komorski over to Boyle, recovered by Washingtonville. Now Simpson again on another hit, recovered by Torres this time, set up again by Komorski, faking it, but it is recovered again. Thompson just hitting it over. A big rally here, back set by Komorski to Lewis, and it was unfortunately not able to get over.
Yeah, the block just ended that long rally.
That was very hard to keep up with. So much action, and it's so awesome as Simpson is the one up to serve. As she does serve it up and over. A nice diving recovery by Torres there, as Komorski setting it up to Lewis, but it is recovered there. Mazza setting it up now over to Kelman. Now Komorski gets it back to set, and it is over to Qatar, but Qatar hit it over, and Washingtonville failed to get it back over. Now Warwick just 4 points away from winning. It is 21-10.
Yeah, we are counting down these points until the game's over, and
With Komorski's serve streak ending off that one Washingtonville point, Warwick is now turning to Jocelyn to bring it home. And she does serve it over. It is recovered though. A nice set by Mazza. And Moore just tried to punch it over, could not get it over. And we are now just 3 points away, 22-11.
yeah, it looked like she was mad at that ball, just punched it away from her, trying to get it over, but couldn't.
Bit of a desperation hit there, but not a desperation serve for Jocelyn, as it is bumped over now, and Washingtonville do get it over. And a nice hit, but just too hard and too out of bounds.
Yeah, and it's just going to keep Washingtonville alive a little while longer.
You know, you want to look for those points right now if you're Washingtonville, as Graham is the one up to serve. You know, they want to kind of look for those points. They don't really want to, you know, try to fight too hard. You want to keep the energy there for the girls on the next point, as Graham does serve it over. Hit by Boyle, set by Komorski, back to Boyle, and it is a point for Boyle and a point for Warwick.
Yeah, Boyle just hits it so hard so that even if it is blocked, it still has some momentum in it. We saw that there. The ball just kept going, even though it was hit by Washingtonville.
And Boyle is now the one up to serve. She was our key player tonight. Let's see if our key player can bring it home with just 2 points left to go for a Warwick victory. Up and over, the serve by Boyle, recovered by Moore. Lewis looked for the recovery there and could not get it.
Yeah, a point there by Washingtonville.
It is now 23-13. Thompson the one to serve for Warwick. Or Thompson the one to serve for Washingtonville, excuse me, as Thompson does get it up and over. Boyle now bumping it up, bumped up again by Komorski. Boyle looked for another big-time middle hit there, but could not get it over, giving Washingtonville another point, now down just 9.
Yeah, it's, like I keep saying, it's just going to kind of delay the inevitable outcome that we think is going to happen.
Yeah, as Thompson now got the serve over. Now Komorski back, setting it over to Martino. As Hurd was there on the recovery, Kalman just looking to get it over in the third hit, and she did. Now Komorski serving it up to Pickering, dumped over by Pickering, but it was out of bounds.
Wow, another Washingtonville point. They're getting on a little streak here, but it's going to be extremely hard to win this set and then 2 sets after. I just don't think it could happen.
Yeah, I mean, Thompson looking for the serve there, and it did get over. 2 girls on the recovery there. Now Martino looking for it to get over on the third hit, and she does. Now Hurd setting it up to her teammate. It could not get over fully, but they do reset their hits. Havel with the recovery. Over to Komorski, over to Martino. A nice far hit, but it was recovered by Thompson. As Kelman there on another hit. Boyle bumped it up, back over to Martino. Another good hit by her. Kelman was a little late to the recovery there, and it makes Warwick within 1 point of victory.
Yeah, no, they're taking their time, and it looks like substitutions are happening
Martinez
for the
just
last point.
Martinez the one subbing in, hopefully to bring back this last point to Warwick and defeating the Wizards in just 3 sets. And a good serve there, recovered by Moore, set up by Hurd, and a nice kill by Washingtonville, a desperation kill, if you will, to bring them hopefully back into this game, with Kelman being the one to serve.
Yeah, that was a very nice hit, even though the emotions are sad for Washingtonville right now.
Kelman now serving, bumped up over to Martinez, slammed down by Komorski, bumped over by Moore, hit over by Kelman, recovered by Havel. A diving recovery effort by Martinez as the ball falls out of bounds.
Another point here for Washingtonville, forming maybe a little bit of a last point comeback.
Absolutely looking for some last, points desperation. Kelman serves it over. A good serve there. Hit Havel, I believe, like right in the chin as Boyle slams it over the middle. And it is a point for Warwick. That will do it, folks. Warwick has defeated the Washingtonville Wizards in just 3 sets, with the third set ending 25-17 as the girls are shaking hands, showing good sportsmanship. Again, Warwick beat the Washingtonville Wizards in 3 sets, making it 25-17 in the final set. Do not go away, folks, because we'll be back with our post-game interview.
Yes. Oh, hi. I suppose you're wondering what an A-list celebrity like me is doing in a place like this. You must know, I'm saving the world. Oh, hi, Beth. Yep, saving the world again. Did you know that 40% of all the food produced in the United States is thrown away? That means everything that went into that food, the pesticides, the water, the land, was all for nothing. Just look at this perfectly good food thrown in the trash. The pizza with extra Cheerios, these goldfish and Band-Aid tacos. And just look at this perfect trash burger. This pasta dog looks delicious.
You don't have to dumpster dive like Ed Begley Jr. to save the planet. Fight food waste by shopping smart and using what you buy before it gets trashed.
That's way better. Ooh, arugula.
Do your part and find out other world-saving tips at betterthaned.org.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Wildcats were successful in some Section 9 girls volleyball, defeating the Washingtonville Wizards in just 3 sets. I'm Landon Komorski. I'm joined by Coach Sean Thomas. Coach, how important was the win for the girls tonight?
Big win. Any league division game is very big. We haven't played in a week, so this was hard for us to come back on a big game, but they pushed through, they stuck with it, and they did a good job. Big win. It's a big win.
It was a big win.
Yes.
Thank you, Coach. I'm, of course, joined by a player now, Amanda Torres. Amanda, you were very good on the serves tonight, something we know you were very good at. How does it feel? You're going to a tough next game against Cornwall. How motivating is this win for you girls?
This win, especially because we haven't played in so long, is definitely one of our biggest wins and definitely a big motivator for our next games because this is only giving us more power and more fuel to win that next game.
I'm very excited for the next game. I'm very excited for you girls. Thank you so much. That was a great win. Of course, I am joined again by Bobby Mosier, my co-host. Bobby, a big win. A lot of the stuff that we said came true in these keys to victory. Bobby, how do you feel about this game?
Yeah, I'm obviously very happy that Warwick was able to win in a dominant fashion tonight, but I will say each set was close, and even though it was 3-0, Washingtonville did put up a good fight.
They did put up a good fight, although it wasn't as close in the last one as we'd expect. But again, the final score was Warwick winning in 3 sets to 0. Thank you guys very much for watching this, and good night, folks.